You walk into a shopping center for one thing, a phone charger, in and out in 4 minutes, and you know exactly where you are going. That is not what happens. What happens is that you come out 50 minutes later with a charger, a coffee, a shirt you did not know existed, and a vague sense that you should probably head home. People will tell you that's willpower, that you're weak or tired or bad with money. It isn't. The gap between the 4 minutes you planned and the 50 you spent has a name, it has a date, and it is named after a specific man, an Austrian architect who spent the last years of his life insisting the whole thing was a mistake. His name was Victor Gruen, and in 1956 he opened a building in Edina, Minnesota that changed what the inside of a room is for. Gruen was not trying to sell you anything. He had fled Vienna in 1938 and he missed it. Not the buildings, the squares, the cafes. The idea that a town has a middle, a place people go for no reason except to be near other people. Suburban America had no middle. It had houses and roads between the houses and nothing at the center of any of it. So Gruen tried to build a middle indoors. It was called Southdale Center, and it was the first fully enclosed, climate-controlled shopping mall in the world. Almost everything you picture when you picture a mall came out of this one man's head. And his original plans were not a mall. They had apartments in them, offices, a school, a medical center, a park with a lake. He was drawing a town. None of that got built. The shops got built. What Gruen had actually invented, without meaning to, was a room with no exterior. Think about what that means. Once you are inside Southdale, there is no weather, no street noise, no skyline, no horizon, no sun position, no wind, nothing at all to tell you which direction you came from or how long you have been in here. Every reference point a person uses to keep track of themselves. Removed. Not hidden. Not decorated over. Removed. That is why there are no windows. Not because windows are expensive and not because daylight fades the merchandise, though people will tell you both. A window is a piece of outside, and outside is where the rest of your day lives. The weather tells you it is getting late. The street reminds you your car is on it. The skyline reminds you that you have a house somewhere with things in it you already own. Take the windows out, and none of those arrive. And it is not only the windows. The walkways do not run straight for long, so from nowhere inside the building can you see the far end of it. The lighting is identical from open to close, so 4 in the afternoon looks exactly like 8 at night. The temperature never moves. In 1956, all of that was sold to the public as comfort, and it genuinely is comfortable. That is the part that makes it work. Nobody removes your reference points by making you uncomfortable. Developers watching that room notice something they had no word for. A shopper comes in for one specific thing, a lamp, a pair of shoes, and somewhere between the entrance and the escalator, the errand dissolves. They slow down. They start looking sideways. They stop being a person with a plan and become a person with a mood. A person with a plan buys a lamp. A person with a mood buys whatever the mood suggests. The industry gave that moment a name, and the name they chose was his. It is called the Gruen transfer, and it is the exact instant your own intention stops steering you. Now here is where the story turns, and it turns harder than you would expect. Gruen hated it, not quietly and not late. In a speech in London in 1978, he disowned the entire thing in public. His words were, "I refuse to pay alimony for those bastard developments." He had spent the 50s telling America he was building town squares. He spent the 70s telling America that what got built instead was not his child, and it followed him home. Gruen moved back to Vienna in the late 60s, back to the actual squares, the actual cafes, the thing he had been trying to reproduce for 30 years. And on the edge of the city, he found a shopping center. His own idea, imported, parked on the outskirts of the place that gave him the idea in the first place. He died in 1980, still objecting. But here is the thing about the machine he built. It did not need him. And it does not need the building either. The malls are dying. You have seen the photographs, the empty food courts, the plants coming up through the skylights. The Gruen transfer is not dying at all, because look at what it actually requires. It needs no clock. It needs no visible end. It needs no edges, so that you never arrive anywhere and have to choose, and it needs something new every single time you look sideways. That is not a description of a building anymore. You are holding one. It is in your hand right now, or it is face down on the table beside you. And the reason it has no windows is that there is nothing outside it. You open it to check one thing, a message, the time. And somewhere between the lock screen and the fourth app, the errand dissolves. You slow down. You start looking sideways. Victor Gruen wanted to build you somewhere to stand still and be near other people. What got built was a room with no outside, and then the room stopped needing walls. The photographs of dead malls make it look like this ended. It did not end. It got smaller and closer, and you carry it. You came in here for one thing,